Hello, it's me. So, there's just so much to talk about here in the UK. Political corruption, royal family members tied to jiggery pokery, digital IDs. It just goes on, doesn't it? And so here we are, a subject that I've reported on a couple of times previously. Will AI even? Will I? I won't, personally. But AI might take British jobs. So the question posed by the Channel 4 documentary one day ago was, will AI take Britain's jobs? Dispatches documentary. Now, back in the day, I used to watch Dispatches documentaries. They were the gold standard for documentaries. And I don't doubt that this is a similarly credible effort. But why ask a effectively rhetorical question? I was looking at going back into the job market, doing something, vaguely useful. And I started looking at, or rather seeing, articles on AI. Because I'm interested in robotics. I'm a, child of the 60s and 70s. Science fiction was a really big thing for me. And I do wonder what a child born now, what their idea of science fiction is. Because they're born into it now. All those things that I thought were wonderful, rockets and robots and rayguns, well, they all exist now. At 60 years old, I've arrived in the future. So, will AI take Britain's jobs? Yes. Why they needed to spend 46 minutes and 59 seconds debating that is absurd. People who are my age will be the first to suffer. People who are close to retirement. They will be moved around and then, hey presto, oh, that job that you're doing, that desk job we moved you to, it can be done by AI now. Off you pop. So the first jobs that will go, well, it's blue collar, isn't it? All the lowly jobs. There won't be a serious backlash. There'll be plenty of fuss from people like myself who are currently doing a job, who value their job because it gives them value. No, I never needed a job to give me value. I was perfect enough as I was. How many of you out there talk to Grok or Chat GTP? GPT? GTP? It hardly matters. I talk to Grok now and again. Rarely, though. I like to do my own reading. AI is good for getting an overall view of the situation, an overview. Something which will clue you in, tip you off. A good launching point for you to do your own research. It shouldn't ever be the research. I watched a brief YouTube video the other day about how kids are using AI and how schools are having to introduce safeguards against it. Because thinking, let alone critical thinking, is becoming rarer and rarer. Or should that have been using English even more and more rare? That's probably a more correct sentence. I spoke like somebody who was using AI. So, they're using it in school. Because these, AI programs like Grammarly. If you watch any YouTube, or have watched any YouTube over the last 2 years, you will remember the Grammarly adverts. Use Grammarly to correct everything. Use Grammarly to give you suggestions when you're writing, to correct your writing. You can write you can feed a series of parameters. Let's say, I don't know, the questions from a rather important exam you're trying to pass. You can feed those questions into AI and it will furnish you not just with the answers, but if you want it to, answers delivered in the style of somebody who's actually undertaking an exam that they want to pass. They will do all the conversational stuff, the storytelling, the hard fact-finding. Bingo bango. What would be really tragic is if you used AI and you still failed the exam. Can you imagine? You'd never live that down, would you? You failed the exam and you used AI. There are language models and thought models and grammar models which are all combining to make everything the same. It's not us, for those people who are using AI, that's being portrayed. If you use AI, it's not you. Unless you have a body of work on the internet that the AI can pull from, it's not you. It's the AI. And the question I ask is, where are you? Well, I'll tell you where you are. You are at the employment exchange. You are in the dole queue, as we used to call it. You are on benefits because you're not working, because you used AI, it learned, it became better, and sacked you off. We're looking back on this already. At the very birth, usually we only look back on things when the damage has been done and we lament, oh. But we can still, we can see the writing on the wall clearly, because the science fiction I talked about earlier explored AI and its dangers. There are stories from the 50s and 60s that went on about this. So it happened. Shut it. So it happened. And we're still complicit in our downfall. How ridiculously thick and stupid must we be as a society to not see it when there's 50 years of writing which has shown us all of the dangers? And we're still here, tapping away, asking for the answers, taking the shortcut. So why shouldn't businesses take a shortcut? We as a species, as working class people, and soon enough, those jobs that higher up will be taken, mark my words, AI and robots are less problematic. And they learn so quickly and the technology is advancing so rapidly. They're just going to get better. We need laws against robots and against AI. Not to stop them being used, no. Robots and AI are nothing more than tools. And they should be used as a tool is used, correctly and for the right job. We are on the precipice of becoming obsolete. It's happening now, right now. Now, everything is politics, I think Plato said, wasn't it? Someone's going to tell me it's Socrates or someone else. And it's true. And what we have here is a devastating situation for the bags of bones, for the meat sacks, for the wet brains. I'm talking about us. Where am I 15 minutes into this? There's no resolution. The answer to the question, will AI take Britain's jobs? Yes, it will. And it won't do it gladly, it will just do it. And it will do it well. And it will end up being cheaper. Can you imagine? It doesn't, look, just one thing alone, one detail alone. AI won't take sick days. And let me make another prediction, as I'm fond of doing on this channel. One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. This is a truism. And what we're going to find is a new tech resistance. That's what we're going to find. We're going to find I hesitate to use the word subclass, because what I want to say is secretive class. Like I say, the resistance in the French resistance in World War II is kind of what I'm thinking of. And you will find tech people using tech to defeat tech, where it should be people doing the work and not tech. They're basically fighting for humanity, or humanity's right to remain relevant in the modern world. Now, that isn't such a big deal, because I'll tell you what, how can I put this? There is only one real path with all the technology that we've got coming, all the labour-saving technology that we've got coming, and that is to send us into a brand new utopia where nobody has to work. Everybody lives this life of leisure. Everybody is taken care of. Everybody has, dare I say it, this is where it all starts to fall apart, enough to eat, is comfortable where they live, doesn't have to pay bills because they can't earn any money because a robot is doing their job. We live in a world where money is still the driving force. And everybody's trying to get more of it, which is why they're employing robots to save money by cutting costs, thereby raising profit thresholds. You see why we're becoming obsolete. There's a new Victorian age coming. Mark my words. Where robots will live in more salubrious conditions than most humans. Right now, there's some who do now, who have robots, who, because only wealthy people can afford them. It's already being played out in very small pockets. If humanity can't engage with the current situation, if working class people across the planet can't engage with the current situation, by which I mean get involved in politics very bloody quickly, and find people and parties who will fight for humans and their place in society. Because we're not going to be given a utopia. That's not going to happen. We're going to be the new underclass. We've heard the mantra a million times. Human life is cheap. And I tell you what, it's never been cheaper. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share. It does help the channel. Until next time, this is me signing off. Do look after yourselves.